I will talk about the University of São Paulo Twin Panel. On behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to homage Regina. This talk is dedicated to Professor Regina Célia Gomes de Souza of the Center of Behavioral Theory and Research at the Federal University of Pará, who was a passionate and dedicated research mentor. She passed away on July 2020. Some dissertations supervised by her were adult attachment, life history strategy, and affective bonding twins, sexual orientations of twins in the north of Brazil. On behalf of the organizing committee, I would like also to homage Edila Aparecida da Silva. She was a laboratory assistant of the Department of Experimental Psychology at USP that hosts our event. Edila was one of the thousands of people who died at age 62 with coronavirus on June 2020. Vaccines are in development thanks to the efforts of scientists around the world. We hope that Butantan Institute in São Paulo and Fiocruz in Rio de Janeiro may help scale up manufacturing quickly for use in the country these vaccines. Science gives us hope for the future in our turbulent world. Twins provide us with a natural experimental design to conduct research from behavioral and health perspectives. Currently, they are helping scientists to estimate the irritability of symptoms and to better understand why COVID-19 makes some people sicker than others. They are also helping psychologists to understand the factors involved in subjective well-being. Psychological responses to the COVID-19 crisis in twins are being studied by a team led by Robert Plomin, who is comparing psychological and behavioral threats assessed 1 month after lockdown started and in 2018 before COVID. Preliminary results indicate that COVID-19 crisis that turned people's lives upside down did not change the individual psychologically in a fundamental way, but genetic differences played a role in shaping psychological and behavioral responses to the COVID-19 crisis. There are meta-analyses of the irritability of human traits based on twin studies. The most important is this one of 2015, based on 50 years of twin studies. It is based on 2,738 publications. I would like to stress that only 5 of these were headed by Brazilian researchers, and they are from the areas of genetics, medicine, and physical education. In spite of the importance of psychological studies in this meta-analysis, no psychology studies of Brazil is included in the meta-analysis. This is, in our opinion, a notable gap. I would like to stress that the knowledge produced as a result of the research being carried out on a global scale has an overrepresentation of some twin populations and an underrepresentation of others. Irritability is a property of a population. It is a statistical measure defined in relation to a particular population and a particular environment. Changing the population or the environment, the irritability may change. Brazil is the 5th most populous country of the world, economically heterogeneous, and a melting pot of ethnic and cultural diversity with much to offer for research on twin issues. With the aim of fostering research on twin-related issues from a psychological perspective in Brazil and South America, we created the Painel USP de Gêmeos. It brings together twins interested in participating in research on basic psychological processes and behavior. We use social media to stimulate communication with and among twins. Twins or twin parents interested in participating of the Painel USP de Gêmeos can fill out a mobile-friendly registration form, which takes only a few minutes. We organize annual Twins Festival, and we are now at the 5th Twins Festival. We offer cultural and recreational activities for twins and spread evidence-based knowledge. Conversation circles have been attracting a lot of interest over the years. The main conversation topic among twins gives us a wealth of psychological insight. At our 5th festival on December 12th, Victor and Gabriel will be with us. They will sing and play guitar. Separated when babies, they met 24 years later. They are so alike as two peas in a pod. They met because one of them published a video singing on YouTube and the other watched. Both were gospel singers before they met. Their Facebook is titled Metade de Dois, Half of Two. At our 5th festival, Tomás and Gabriel also will be with us. Separated as newborns, they met 23 years later. One lives in Fortaleza and the other lives in Uberaba. They are also so alike as two peas in a pod. They were surprised to realize that both are photographers. One works at a museum and the other is a freelance photographer. The Painel USP de Gêmeos, formally created in 2017, has more than 6,000 individuals currently registered. 75% were from the Southeast, 15% from the South, 4% from the Northeast, 4% of the West, and 2% from the North. I will bring you a brief overview of research projects of Painel USP de Gêmeos. We started with population studies on twinning rates, and then began the validation of questionnaire-based zygosity assessment. We then conducted a self-report study on attachment. Nonverbal behavior of twins are being studied, focusing on voice and facial expressions. I will also tell you how we are adapting our research protocols to the new remote work reality. So let's begin with our population studies on twinning rate in the city of São Paulo. We focused the period of 2003 to 2014 and found rates of 10 per thousand to 13 per thousand maternities. Then we examined twinning rates in Brazil in the same time period. The higher twinning rates were found in the Southeast, 10 per thousand, and in the South, also 10 per thousand. And the lowest rate was found in the North, 7 per thousand, with the Central West and the Northeast in an intermediate position. But then we conducted a study to validate a questionnaire for zygosity assessment. The first step was to translate from English into Portuguese the 4-item questionnaire used by the Danish Twin Registry. We compared the results with the DNA in a Brazilian twin sample. The questionnaire correctly established zygosity with 96% of accuracy. This accuracy rate is virtually the same as reported by the Danish Twin Registry. In comparison, the accuracy of the self-report of zygosity was 60%. Here you have the questionnaire of the Danish Twin Registry and the Brazilian Portuguese version. Our next study was a self-report study on attachment. Our aims were to translate into Brazilian Portuguese the attachment features and function measures developed by Tancredi and Freire, to compare the relative rank of co-twins and parents using this questionnaire, and to test the hypothesis that monozygotics are more likely than dizygotic twins to use one another as attachment figures. This paper will be published in February of the next year, and it is already in press. Examples of the attachment features and functions, 16 items questionnaire, are these 3 items. My life would be severely disrupted if mine was no longer a part of it. It is important to me to see or talk with regularly. When I'm away from mine, I feel down. And the answers were given using a Likert scale of 7 points from strongly disagree to strongly agree. We are studying acoustic similarities and differences in the voices of same-sex, monozygotic and dizygotic twins. Acoustic analyses are carried out on vocal samples of 86 pairs of twins using the Pratt program. Each individual had his voice recorded at the lab in 3 conditions: saying, "Hi, my name is," saying the lyrics of Happy Birthday to You, and singing Happy Birthday to You. Examples of voice recorded analyzed by Pratt can be seen here. We will analyze the following measures of the speech of each individual: values of the first 4 formants, F1 to F4 in hertz, average value of the dominant frequency, the pitch, jitter and shimmer values, and duration. We are studying also similarities and differences in the facial expressions of same-sex, monozygotic and dizygotic twins. Our twins were filmed while they watched happiness, disgust, and sadness-inducing films without seeing each other's reactions. Here you have an example of a film, a short video clip that we considered hilarious, and our twins also considered this. It is a baby that meets for the first time his uncle, that is a monozygotic twin with his father. He gets confused and passes from one lap to the other. 2 dyads of monozygotic twins are watching this happiness-inducing video clip. There are individual differences that generate a facial expression signature for each person. What we want to know if there is a unique twin facial expression signature. One of the twin pairs is very expressive and the other is less expressive. The data are being analyzed with face reader. Due to COVID-19 pandemics, we adapted our research and shifted to remote data collection. We had started a study with children before COVID-19 pandemics, and we had already collected data with 10 pairs of twins in our lab. 5 to 8 years old children had been filmed during a joint task. They completed a puzzle. We replaced the puzzle by a drawing made together by the twins seated at a table next to one another at their house. The mothers completed an online questionnaire on twin relationship and then were invited to a second part of the research, and if they agreed, they received detailed instructions about how to film their children during a conjoint drawing task. We are looking forward to meeting everyone in person at the lab and in twins festivals, such as during this conversation circle that happened in 2017. However, we are grateful for the privilege of being part of the Painel USP de Gêmeos and for hosting this online event. Special thanks are due to Professor Regina Macedo, who painted this picture for us. And on behalf of the organizing committee, I invite you to attend the next talks of the event. Thank you.